What is the lesson that your party should have learned?
Well, the Democratic Party worked very hard, and they raised, substantial sum of money. We had great candidates, and so Trump had a following, basically generally led by whites. White males voted in big numbers. He had a few from the other race groups that joined in, like the Latinos at 45%, and black men at about the same rate that they did when they voted for him before, at about 20%. That combination won. And so it is not that Democrats did not work hard, did not do a great job. We had an unusual situation where we had a black woman, which this country has never seen before. A combination of all of those things led to his win.
It saddens me that in the 2 days since the election, I've seen so many black women attack black men simply for voting for Donald Trump. I knew this would be the case after the election. Some of these videos that people have actually recorded and posted on social media attacking black men is appalling. And see, this is what happens when the biblical order, biblical values have been removed from the community. This is what happens. Feminism has done a number on black women. It really has. Feminism has completely destroyed the mental and spiritual makeup of the black community. It has reshaped it into a matriarchal community to where women think that they are the ones that God has placed over men. They really, really do. And unfortunately, so many black men in this election decided to bend the knee to feminism instead of standing firm on biblical values, standing firm on normalcy. And therefore, these women feel at liberty to actually come out and attack black men.
To all you Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope he mass deports you and your entire family. Whether you were here legally or not, you gotta go. I hope he does that. To you black men who your fragile ego couldn't take a black woman in office, so you either voted for Trump or you didn't vote at all, the police will now have carte blanche to murder you. Stand. And when they do that, there's not going to be no GoFundMes. Don't ask your family to ask us to die. They can't afford to bury you. Dig a hole in their backyard. It is what it is. But don't expect sympathy. Don't expect protest in the streets. We're not doing that. Black women, we're done with. We're done. We did our due diligence for this century and the next. We've done enough. We're not doing anymore.
You see, this is a craziness that I'm talking about. The simple fact that a person decides to vote separately than you are now attacking that man as if that man has committed a cardinal sin, as if that man has done something to irreparably harm you. That person just voted differently. But see, that's what happens in the black community. See, when you are in the black community and you have these church plant pastors and these church Negroes believe that politics is life, that politics has become a god, has become an idol. This is the idol of politics. When people don't do what you want them to do, you lash out. That spirit lashes out. They crash out on folks. And she's not the only one that's done this.
All the black people voted for Trump have one major thing in common. No education. No higher education whatsoever. Not completed. And
well, you're already starting this video off wrong. I just voted for Trump, and I have a degree in finance. And I got my degree in finance while playing football at the school you support. But I'm going to let you continue.
And, education ain't everything, but it's a lot.
Coming from someone who has an education, it's overrated. In many cases, it is highly overrated. But anyway, she was saying,
Ask a black man why he's voting for Trump, and he gonna say something dumb like, he's helping the economy, but when you ask him to expand, that's the end of it. He's helping the economy. How? And they can't say nothing else.
well, I'm glad you asked. There are a multitude of ways he helps the economy. One way is by decreasing regulation. The less regulation you have, the more businesses can actually produce. Meaning they're not paying as much money for regulatory burdens. They're not waiting on the regulators to stamp a bunch of paperwork that could take them weeks at a time.
That brother had to set her straight, because that's the sentiment of, unfortunately, a lot of black women. That's why I say feminism has done a number. It has done a number. The combination of feminism and the combination of the church plant pastors who actually endorse and encourage that behavior has done a number in the black community. That's why, and I'm going to say this, that's why you have a lot of black men that choose to marry elsewhere, because you have to have shared values.
We just voted. Who we vote for?
Trump.
I personally don't like Trump. I'm not a fan of him.
But we voted for him.
We voted for him. And here's why. I heard someone say the other day that Election Day is not Valentine's Day. You're not voting for someone if you like them personally, if you like all the decisions they made. But we decided to vote for the one candidate that acknowledges our king. Right? When you hear somebody say Christ is king at a meeting and one candidate says wrong meeting, red flags to
Very
me.
clear.
And so Trump is not a perfect person. I actually personally don't even care for him, but I do know that he acknowledges Jesus Christ, and because of that, our values and our morals, that's what matters to us. The economy is going to always be jacked up.
Yep.
Housing is going to always be jacked up. So what's going on in this crime is always going to be jacked up. But more importantly, I wanted to stand with someone that acknowledges that Jesus is king and we believe in life. So hope you guys vote. Let's go.
Go out and vote today. Your lines are going to get long, so go the earlier the better.
Yep.
But your vote matters, and we have to do what God's called us to do, and that is to make an impact in our world and be a light in this world. Go vote.
Let us make America godly again.
Ooh,
that's good.
And at the end of the day, it does not matter. As believers, we value each and every human being. We are led by the Spirit of God. There's no more black, white. All those things pass away. As it says in Galatians 3:28 and Acts 17:26. As Christians, as believers, all this stuff pass away. But unfortunately, too many people that look like me, that are of the female gender, don't see it that way. And that's because they've allowed this spirit of feminism, the spirit behind feminism, to come in and do a number on them, to where they are doing things that are outside of God's order. They are doing things that are not in alignment with the word of God. And unfortunately, that is the dominant spirit within the black community. And that's why these people are crashing out on men who decide to step up to the plate and vote for Donald Trump. And men, this is a first step. Biblical men, now have that same energy for your local offices. Have that same energy for your family. Have that same energy for your community. Step up for these young men that don't have mentors. Young men that don't have men in their lives. Step up for them. Be mentors for them. Be a father figure for them, because they need it. They need it more than anything else. Donald Trump will not have the impact on the community that you will if you step up to the plate. If you be the leader of your family. If you come home to your wife. If you lead your son and your daughters, because your daughter is looking at you. You want to know why this feminism spirit has taken over in the black community? Because the man has been kicked out of the house and the government has been brought in. Men, return to your homes, take your positions, be on the wall, watch, prevent all that stuff from coming in and causing issues in your family, and watch the community change. You have an opportunity right now. Step in, stop this feminism spirit from running rampant in the community. Stop it, because all it does is make the community and make people victims. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.